Hey, yo, it's your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. So let me get my mic set up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. So as you can see on the screen, Miami Rolex robbers. So as you can see on my screen, the lead story is going to be Miami Rolex robbers. Now, self-explanatory. So Miami Rolex robbers, self-explanatory. I ain't gonna put no glasses on today. Should I put my shades on? Nah, I ain't gonna put no shades on today. A lot of times the reason I put shades on, I got show lights. The show lights are show lights. They bright, they be in your eyes. So sometimes I put glasses on. I'm gonna drink some water today. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Yesterday I didn't drink no water. I was about to pass out on camera. I'm definitely going to drink water today. Now, Miami Rolex robbers. So a lot of y'all like to go to Miami. You know, you like to go down there, get cheap hotels. You know what you do in Miami. You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you a question. Is Miami actually the place where you want to go flex? So is Miami the place where you really want to go flex out here? You know what I mean? Or are you going to be a target? So is Miami the place where you really want to go flex? Or are you going to be a target? No department store. Are you a target? No department store. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all, when you going in Miami flexing rollies, I got the Apple Watch. A lot of y'all, when you go to Miami, flexing Rolexes and you want to flex and all of that, after you look at this, you're gonna realize that you a target, no department store. You know what I'm saying? Super target. So you got the, it don't matter if you got the plain Jane Rolly or the bust down, you a target. You know what I'm saying? Get my mic right. You're gonna hear the mic sound. Woof, 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 woof. There we go. Make sure you can hear me. Yo, 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 yo. Now look, as you can see on my screen, right? I got some people on my screen. Now, these are the same people that I put right here. Super guerrilla tactics are about to go down. You know what I'm saying? So super guerrilla robberies. So this some street shit right here. Y'all wonder where Rolexes? Now the person on the right, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know if that's a man or a woman or what, but all I know is they robbing people. They robbing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't like to judge people on the way they look, but my man on the left, listen, I don't like to judge people on the way they look, but my man on the left absolutely got that robber glare in his eye. I don't know if you ever been robbed before or you ever put it like this. I don't know if you ever known people that rob people, but he got that robber glare in his eye. 100. Like I know he did it. He got that glare. Look, my man, he just got that glare in his eye. So I could look at him and tell he about to rob somebody. You know what I'm saying?
The two accused of going on a stealing spree before getting caught. Hello again, everybody. Time's up.
Police say they're greed for pricey timepieces left victims in fear for their lives. 7's Jessica Holly is live in Miami Beach with more on this crime spree. Jessica.
Police say each time their work started at the club, watching people leaving and looking for expensive watches on their wrists. Then they would follow them home and pick just the right time to make their move. This pair is out of business. Miami Beach police announcing the end of a crime spree with the arrests of 30-year-old Dwight Gustave and 41-year-old Andrea Banks.
These two individuals not only preyed on victims who were leaving nightclubs, but specifically preyed on individuals with high-end watches.
My man, my man, I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. My man got the super proper Carlton Banks voice. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just funny. Like if he pick up the phone, you don't think it's a brother.
7 News at 4:30.
First at 4:30, investigators calling this duo Rolex robbers. The two accused of going on a stealing spree before getting caught. Hello again, everybody. Time's up.
Police say they're greed for pricey timepieces left
Time's
victims
up.
in fear for their lives. 7's Jessica Holly is live in Miami Beach with more on this crime spree. Jessica.
Police say each time their work started at the club, watching people leaving and looking for expensive watches on their wrists. Then they would follow them home.
Yo, pay attention to this. She said their work started at the club. Just yesterday on my live, I told you I don't go to clubs. It says it in the thumbnail. I don't go to clubs. So this is one reason why right here. But if I go to a club, you follow me from the club, you're gonna get shot. But let's go to the story.
The right time to make their move. This pair is out of business. Miami Beach police announcing the end of a crime spree with the arrests of 30-year-old Dwight Gustave and 41-year-old Andrea Banks.
These two individuals not only preyed on victims who were leaving nightclubs, but specifically preyed on individuals with high-end watches.
Investigators say early Sunday they followed a couple home from a Miami club. As the victims hopped out of an Uber along the Venetian Causeway in Miami Beach, they were robbed of a purse and a $200,000 watch. Neighbors hearing all about it.
It's truly incredible. You know, you wouldn't expect it in a neighborhood like this.
Police say the pair also targets visitors. Monday morning, following a couple of guys leaving Live nightclub back to their hotel in the 4,000 block of Collins. As they were sitting outside, both had their watches stolen. One of them hit over the head with a gun. The victims in this case, music producers from Texas. Their pricey timepieces prominently displayed on Instagram. Police say Gustave and Banks are tied to two other robberies in the first weekend of August. One along the 1800.
Now listen. When I first looked at this, right? Obviously the two robbers are black, right? In my mind, I thought they were robbing black dudes. I don't know why I thought they were robbing black dudes. You know what I'm saying? But the dudes that these people are robbing aren't even black. Now I'm just giving you my honest assessment, right? I didn't look at this until now. I thought the people, for some reason, I thought they were robbing black people, right? So they robbing. Now they're preying on the weak. Not saying if you're not black that you're weak, but a lot of times, y'all non-black people aren't really that street smart. Like, you shouldn't have to be street smart, is what I'm trying to say. You should be able to just buy your stuff and enjoy your watch and society stuff you work hard for. Now, you got to know if you a non-black rapper, let me tell you something right now. Let me go back. Look at my man right here, right? You got to know for y'all non-black rappers. Now, if you Latino, I'm not talking to you. Like, if you know what I'm saying, if you Spanish, you Latino, I'm not talking to you. Because we gonna lump you in with us. But listen, for y'all non-black rappers out there, you got to know that soon as you say you a rapper, that you a target. You a target, no department store. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all non-black rappers out there, see my man right there? When the dude, listen, now I want you to pay attention to these two pictures. I want you to pay attention to these two pictures. This is very important, right? This is super important. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Look at this picture right here, and then look at this picture right here. You are food. You see what I'm saying? Look at my man to the left. You are super food. You know what I'm saying? You super food. Like, just your body language. I could see that you food. You know what I'm saying? And these are gorillas right here. These are gorillas right here. You are super food. You know what I'm saying? These robbery gorillas, street gorillas, they prey on the weak. And they do this in every city. They prey on the weak. Now I'm gonna go back to my man. Does my man look like somebody that if you want to rob, you can rob? 100%. Now you can't underestimate people. You don't ever want to underestimate nobody. But this dude looks like food. Fruit roll up. Go get him. Sick him. Sick him. You know what I'm saying? Sick 'em, boys. Like, so you can't put yourself in this position, right? Now, I'm not saying that people are robbing, people are right. You can't put yourself in this position, right? You got your tux on and all of that. Under that tux, you should have a nice big old gun, or at least some type of little handgun or something like that. Wearing the watch comes with the gun. Like, it's like underwear and socks. If you got your watch on, your gun is on. You know what I'm saying? It should come automatically. Now, let me ask you this. On a live yesterday, I told y'all that in Philly, if I take my grandma to the supermarket, I got a license to carry. I got my gun on me when we go to the store. Like it is what it is. Like, I got a license to carry. If I had to just to take my grandma around Philly, if I had to wear my gun and my license to carry, you think if I got a rollie on, I gotta have my gun? You think? So this dude was food. You know what I'm saying? Was he lunch? Was he dinner? My man was brunch. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta see the robbery coming before it even comes.
Displayed on Instagram. Police say Gustave and Banks are tied to two other robberies.
Like, listen. If this dude is in a lineup, now this she's the accessory. This dude is in a lineup. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, he did it. That's him right there.
In the first weekend of August, one along the 1800 block of Collins Avenue, the other in Miami.
These two are repeat offenders. They're experienced in what they do, and they're very, very precise in who they target, exactly what they want to steal, and they execute it at any means possible.
Gustave was released from state prison in May, and both he and Banks were on probation leading up to their arrests.
We urge anyone with any information or any other victims to come forward so that we can also hold these individuals accountable for those crimes as well.
Police say when they searched Gustave's home, they found more than $170,000 in stolen valuables.
Damn.
If you think you were a victim, you need to reach out to Miami Beach.
Damn, they professional robbers. Listen, they wasn't playing with y'all, man. Now, I want to see something. Let me find something for y'all. Hold up. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it.
The night out, turning into a terrifying situation. New video just into the newsroom
All
showing
right,
an armed suspect in action.
So
Police say those
look,
victims were targeted for their expense.
this is what I was looking for. So the first video I played, I actually thought it was this video. But listen, so if you just joining in, I'm showing you a couple videos on these Miami Rolex robbers. Now, I'm gonna put this on the screen so we can restart this one. These two are the Miami Rolex robbers, right? The lady on the right, she's like an accessory. She was setting it up, casing the joint. The super thug, you know what I'm saying? Gorilla robber, murdering gorilla on the left is the dude that I'm going to show you in the video. Now, I just showed you the actual victims that got robbed. My man looked like he was food from the jump. Not saying you should go rob people, but my man definitely looked like he was food for this dude to rob, is what I'm trying to say. Now, look at what now this dude is doing this by himself. So I'm not saying that one robbery is better than the other, but all y'all knuckleheads, y'all be ganged up and robbing people. This dude is by himself. You know what I'm saying?
New video just into the newsroom showing an armed suspect in action. Police say those victims were targeted for their expensive watches.
And now 2 suspects are in custody in connection.
Yo, he ran down on them while they was eating. Look at this. Look at how my man, listen, this dude is 100% street gorilla. You know what I mean? Look at how he runs down on them while they eating.
Video just into the newsroom showing an armed suspect in action. Police say those victims were targeted for their expensive watches.
And now 2 suspects are in custody in connection with these timely crimes. Local 10's Brett Neese.
Now, remember, he knows where these people are at already. He knows that they have a Rolex on. He followed these people right here.
It's live in Miami Beach with a closer look at this violent video. Brett.
Calvin and Nicole, this new video shows you exactly what happened as police have described it. And police say that 2 of these robberies happened just over the weekend. The 2 people that they have in custody right now, they also say have done this before. Multiple violent robberies caught on camera. Miami Beach police say 30-year-old Dwight Gustav is the suspect in both cases. In this clip, police say Gustav, armed with a gun, approaches his victim sitting at a table.
Damn.
The 2 struggle after police say Gustav demanded his high-end watch. Gustav then hits him several times in the back of the head before the watch falls to the ground. Gustav grabs it and takes off. In another video outside the Fontainebleau Hotel, police say Gustav is spotted robbing another man of his watch.
He pointed a firearm at the victim's head while demanding his property, and he grabbed his watch.
Gustav was in court today where the judge read the details of several cases.
He's following the Uber driver who picks up people from various clubs. And then he goes and robs.
Listen, this is a guerrilla robber. You know what I'm saying? Super armed guerrilla robber. They said the watch just fell off.
Robs them at gunpoint and steals their fancy watch.
Police say Gustav and another suspect, 41-year-old Adria Banks, would show up at nightclubs in Miami Beach and Miami and look for people wearing.
Now, this is the lineup lady. She's lining up people. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. So she's lining them up.
And another suspect, 41-year-old Adria Banks, would show up at nightclubs in Miami Beach and Miami and look for people wearing high-end watches. Once they selected their victim, they followed them and held them at gunpoint. Police say in one case, the watch they took was worth over $60,000. They searched Gustav's home and found another watch worth $140,000. And in yet another case,
the victim had their Audemars Piguet watch valued at $200,000 stolen.
Woo! So Gustav is being held without bond. We learned in court today that he was released on a after committing similar crimes just a couple of months ago. Meanwhile, Banks is yet to appear in court. They were.
See, let me tell you this. These robbers, right? I'm gonna tell you why they. Well, obviously they doing it for money, but they're robbing. I'm gonna just go back to the actual. They're robbing people. So I'm gonna just go back to the video. So this dude, they're robbing people in Miami, right? So traditionally, Miami is the place where everybody that's doing everything illegal goes and hangs out. They're robbing all these people with the expectations that they're not going to go to the cops because they might be doing illegal stuff themselves to get those watches. But there's a lot of business owners. When you go to Miami, it's a lot of people that get money legally, right? These people are robbing people with the expectations that the way that they got this watch is not legal. Let's just say that. So they might not go to the cops. But you're doing this on camera, clear as day, at a restaurant where everybody can see you. Now they lined them up. Obviously, they lined them up because we just watched the video. They just said the lady is scoping them out and setting them up and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know when you're wearing a Rolex anywhere in the United States. Listen, for all y'all, coming from different countries, you gotta know. So listen, for all y'all, you're going to Miami. Let me put them on the screen real quick. Now I'm gonna leave that right there because he robbing my man right there. So for all of y'all that are not from the United States, you're like super green, which means like you're unaware. You know what I mean? If you come here and you flex and you got Rolexes and stuff like that, you gotta at least be looking at people to see if they're gonna follow you and all type of stuff. And you know what I mean? If you could get a license to carry, that comes along with that Rolex. If you got a $20,000 watch and up, right? They said the other watch was $200,000, right? You got a $200,000 watch. You can go do what it takes to get that license to carry, especially in Florida. You know what I'm saying? The watch on, gun on. It's easy. Watch on, gun on. The 1 and 2. Drawers and socks. Watch, gun. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a $200,000 watch, your gun has to be ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's anywhere in the United States. That's not just Miami. Really. And then, like I said, people go to these clubs to case out people. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like going to clubs. You know what I mean? Now, these two dudes, they were sitting at the restaurant, but they followed them from somewhere else. So this is an elaborate professional crime. But now these two people are in jail. You know, the gorilla and the she gorilla is in jail. You know what I'm saying? But definitely super robbers out here. You know what I mean? But they're definitely about to eat soap sandwiches in jail. So this is about awareness. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you rob, look, this is all about awareness. Obviously, if you rob somebody, you going to jail. You know what I mean? So obviously, you rob somebody, you going to Giselle. No Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Now let me go to another story here. Let's spin the block a little bit. They definitely spin the block to get them, but this is so it's just about awareness, man. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I led with that story because it's an awareness story, but it's some I don't even know what to click on first out here. It's some real life axe murder stuff about to happen. I'm about to show you. Let's just start with this one. This right here, listen. Now, this is the part. This the part of my show, right? If you got a sensitive stomach and you really can't handle what's going on out here, I'm just warning you. Super axe murderers out here, literally. Now, all right, let's see what happened. Now it says, husband of dead wife in Lancaster seen dragging large object hours before body found. So I'm going to read that again. Husband of dead wife in Lancaster seen dragging large object hours before body found. So let's see what happened. So I want you to process what I just said. Hopefully you just process what I just said, but let's see.
They say who they are calling a person of interest in the death of his wife, 33-year-old Shyla Cabrera.
This comes as disturbing new video shows him dragging a large object away from their home just one day before her body was found dumped in the Angeles National Forest. Lindsay Pena live in Lancaster with the latest. Lindsay.
Yeah, Cher, Micah, this is that apartment complex that the victim lived in with her husband and 3 young sons. Shortly after she was reported missing, a neighbor came forward with video from his doorbell camera that showed the husband dragging a large object through that complex, wrapped in some sort of bag or tarp. Now, we do want to warn you that this video is graphic and some may find it disturbing. Investigators say this is 36-year-old Josimar Cabrera, captured in the early morning hours at an apartment complex in the 500 block of Lancaster Boulevard. His wife.
Damn, bro, that's the body. Yo, this. I knew. Listen, I didn't fully watch this video. I knew that was coming, yo. I knew that's what she said. Listen, I knew that. I knew that was coming, bro. I'm gonna rewind it. Now, this is all alleged, but let's put 2 and 2. Listen. So, like I said, if you real sensitive and stuff, forget that. Let's put 2 and 2 together. That's the body. That's the body, my man. So let's put 2 and 2 together. So his wife is missing, and they got him on tape dragging a large bag. That's his wife in that bag.
and 3 young sons. Shortly after she was reported missing, a neighbor came forward with video from his doorbell camera that showed the husband dragging a large object through that complex, wrapped in some sort of bag or tarp. Now, we do want to warn you that this video is graphic and some may find it disturbing.
So look, before I hit this again, let me frame this like this. Some people are now joining in. So before I press the button, let me tell you what's going on. The husband. So all right. So if you're just joining in, this is hoodactionnews.com. So listen, before I push this button, let's put 2 and 2 together. The wife is missing. This is the video of the husband on the Ring door camera dragging a large bag down the cement. So it's safe to say that his wife is in the bag, right? So I'm gonna repeat that one more time, right? The video I'm about to show yo, I glitched up. Hold up. So listen. So you're just joining me now, right? The video I'm about to show, you got the husband and you got a missing wife. This is the video of the husband caught on a Ring camera dragging a random bag. So what's our conclusion here? The wife is in the bag, my man. The wife is in the bag. So let's go to the video.
Investigators say this is 36-year-old Josimar Cabrera, captured in the early morning hours at an apartment complex in the 500 block of Lancaster Boulevard. His wife, 33-year-old Shayla Cabrera, was last seen, according to friends and family, on August 9th and later reported missing to the sheriff's department on August 12th. Surveillance video shows deputies at the couple's apartment complex, but investigators say when they tried to speak with him, they found out he fled the country, taking his 3 young sons with him to Peru, where the family is originally from. On August 16th, investigators got a tip about something discovered in the Angeles National Forest that turned out to be the body of Shayla Cabrera. Her cause of death hasn't been released yet. That same day, her husband and the 3 boys were located in Peru and the kids taken into protective custody. Family friends say the victim in this case suffered for years from domestic abuse, and they believe her husband killed her after she finally decided to leave. They say she never reported the abuse to authorities because she was an immigrant.
He had it planned. He already had taken the documents from him like the week before. He
He put it in a bag. Woo! That's crazy. So, yo, if you just tuning in, my man on the screen right here, he put his wife in a bag, man. Damn. He killed his wife, put her in a bag, and dumped her in the forest, and then escaped to Peru. And they caught him in Peru. But my man, listen, Freddy. So if you want to know what the real life Freddy Krueger looks like, my man is Freddy. Freddy's back. Freddy's back. Freddy's back. Freddy's back. So my man is the real life Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? Now, condolences to the victim, but my man right here is a super diabolical monster. So I'm going to go back. Look at the way my man is slinging the body. This shit is crazy. I'm surprised they showed, like, you could show this stuff on the news now. This is crazy. So, yo, he got her. Listen, look at the video, yo.
It is graphic and some may find it disturbing. Investigators say this is 36-year-old
Damn.
Josimar Cabrera, captured in the early morning hours at an apartment complex in the 500 block of Lancaster Boulevard. His wife, 33-year-old Shayla Cabrera, was last seen.
So let me go back. I'm going to take the sound off. Look at the way my man, listen. Look at the way my man is just slinging the body around. Now, she tried to leave him, and that's what's going on here. She got to the United States, and he wasn't playing that United States stuff. Look, she's trying to leave him, and he said nope. And now he's going to burn in hell. And that's her right there, pretty looking lady. She got over here and that's what happened. She got over here to the United States, and she said, I'm about to leave you. And my man said, nope. And my man is going to burn for that one. That's crazy. And he took the kids and everything. Look. Dang. Your mom is not coming back home. Damn, that's crazy. And they caught him. Look at him catch him. So they caught him. Policia, they caught him in his country. But listen, I don't know what to tell a woman in this situation. Now, she would not remember. I'm gonna put her back on the screen. She wouldn't go to the cops because she was like undocumented or something like that. I guess she didn't want to get deported, so she couldn't go to the cops. So this is the lady right here. I'm just being blunt. This is the lady in the bag. You know what I'm saying? This is the lady that the dude put in the bag that they just showed, right? Now they haven't confirmed this yet. They're still trying to confirm this, but we could put 2 and 2 together that his wife disappeared. They found her in the forest, and they got the video of him dragging her in a bag outside the house. Now, the situation here, she tried to leave him. They're both probably undocumented. She tried to leave him, and my man said, nope, look, he got her in the bag. That's crazy. And that's the lady right there. That's crazy, man. And you could tell it's a body in the bag. This shit is crazy. Now, see, it ain't no blood or nothing like that, but it's a body in the bag right there. That's crazy. It's a body in the bag, not a body bag, a body in that bag. You know what I'm saying? Whew. I need a drink. Yo, I need a drink. Yo, I got you know what's crazy? We about 40 minutes in. I got so much stuff similar to this to report. I'm gonna just chill and just drink a bottle of water, and this shit gotta marinate. You know what I mean? Cause you got to be a monster. Listen, you gotta be a monster, right? To first of all, just to beat your wife, you gotta be a monster for starters, right? Let alone kill your wife, put her in a bag, dump her in the forest, and then go get the kids and be like, oh yeah, we're going back to our country. And just act like everything's cool. And they like, where's mommy's at? Where's mommy's at? I don't know. Like, what do you answer when they say, where's mommy at? What do you answer? I don't know. Maybe she'll be back one day. But she tried to leave him. So this lady tried to leave. Now I'm gonna put the dude up on the screen. So if you just tuning in, this dude just put his husband. This dude just put the husband of this woman, just put his wife in a bag. So if you just tuning in, I said this dude just put his husband. No, that's probably gonna be on the next slide. So this dude right here just put his wife in a bag, killed his wife, and put her in this bag I'm showing you on the screen. It's wild. Now I'm gonna play the video one more time. Like I said, if you're a sensitive soldier, you might not want to watch this video. But this dude is dragging his wife in a damn bag. Look, wife is in the bag. Shit is crazy. Look, he's just spinning her. You could tell it's heavy because he a little dude. He got to spin it around and everything. So she said she was about to leave him and divorce him, and he wrapped her up and put her in the bag. Look, and now he leaving with the kids like ain't nothing happened. He leaving. Look, my man he got her in the bag, and then the next day he leaving with the kids like ain't nothing happened. Damn, and they got that on a Ring camera. Damn. Now this is the police arresting him at the airport. Look, they locking his ass up. Damn. Now this is them too. Now you know what's crazy? They look like a nice couple, yo. So look at them. They look like a nice couple. And she got over here to the United States and she started talking that I'm gonna leave you shit. And he said, over your dead body. And that's what happened.
And he already had taken the documents from him like the week before. She told one of our friends that he's asking for my stuff. He's asking for my ID, for my social, the kid's birth certificate. Like, why? She told her mom, I don't want to be with him. I want to report him. And that's, she was going to do that day. And, maybe that was her mistake to say it, but it's just, it's heartbreaking. It's super heartbreaking.
On the sheriff's department,
she told him I'm gonna leave, and he said nope. That's what happened.
Says they expect the DA to file charges in this case soon, and that would start the extradition process to bring Cabrera back to the United States to face charges for this crime. We are told that a vigil may be planned for tomorrow in front of Lancaster City Hall. We'll, of course, keep you updated on that. For now, that is the latest here in Lancaster. Lindsay Pena, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, my man, listen. I'm gonna put my man back on the screen. Let me see if I can find him. See if I get the picture of him. He was playing no games with her. God damn. He played no games. And look, she looked like she came over here and lost weight and everything. That's what happened. And he said, nope. You got me with these kids, and you talking about leaving me. I done had these kids and everything. And you get to the United States and get froggy with me. That's what happened. But you can't, in that situation, you can't do nothing but just take the divorce and move on. But he got all them kids involved. But I got my man on the screen. My man right here played no games with your wife. You was not leaving him. If you left him, you wasn't gonna be alive. And that's what happened. My man right here, Freddie Cougar. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Gomez. So my man, Freddie Cougar Gomez. But listen, I got more diabolical news for y'all. I got more of it. Let's let this marinate. So listen. If a dude say he gonna kill you, even if you gonna get deported, you gonna have to go to the cops because he gonna kill you. And that, when somebody said they're gonna do something to you, you gotta take them at their word. That's really what I'm trying to say. That's probably something better. Somebody said they're gonna do something to you, take them at their word. That's a hard situation. I don't even know what to tell somebody in that situation. But all I know is my man Freddy Cougar Gomez played no games. Super axe murder. You know what I'm saying? He played no games. Now, speaking of body in the bags, yo, all of these reports are not about body bags. They're about bodies in a bag. This is another one. You know what I'm saying? What's today? It's Body Bag Wednesday. That's what today is. So listen, if you just joining in, this is Body Bag Wednesday. Real rap. So if you just joining in now, this is hoodactionnews.com. This is Body Bag Wednesday. So you just tuning in now. Listen, like, share, and subscribe. I got way more news. We're not about to end this, but it's Body Bag Wednesday 100. You know what I mean? Body Bag Wednesday 100s. No Newports. This is 100s, no Newports. You know what I mean? So yeah, Body Bag Wednesdays is crazy. So look what happened here. Now, I believe this is in New Mexico. So listen, I'm in Philly. We know what it is here. So you like, man, places like New Mexico must be nice. No, my man. So this is the title. Bag of human remains discovered in Tacos County. I believe it's Tacos. In Tacos County. 2 murder suspects arrested. So bag of human remains. So we had the dude putting his wife in a bag. Now we got another bag of human remains. Like when y'all go, how do you go in a store? Listen, before I even play this, right? Before I even play this. So before I even play this, for all you pre-axe murderers out there, which means you hadn't did it yet, right? How do you go in your local Target or your local supermarket and go shopping for bags knowing you're going to put a body in there? Like, do you be like, oh, I don't like the texture of this bag. Looks like the head is going to fall out. Pause. Like, how do you actually go shopping for a body bag before you know you're going to commit a crime, right? So these premeditated murders, how do you actually go shopping for a body bag? That's crazy, right? So these premeditated murders, all you future axe murderers, how do you go shopping for a body bag? Y'all some real life sickos. Sicko.com, my man. So y'all some sickos out here. So let's see what happened here. Now, this is in New Mexico.
An Army veteran found dismembered along the highway.
The case has the Taos County Sheriff's Office in shock. News 13's Madison Connor sat down with the undersheriff.
Something out of a horror movie as a weeks-long missing persons case comes to a devastating close.
I think all of us were in a bit of a shock. We kind of had an idea of where this case may go based on where things were leading us. But I think the end result, that turn, was unexpected. We didn't expect that at all.
Taos County Sheriff's Office says 25-year-old Matthew McLaughlin was first reported missing at the end of July by his mother.
So the mom called, kind of gave some background with some of the friends' information as to who he was hanging around with. The deputies started doing, interviews, following up.
The investigation took deputies to a home near Tres Piedras where McLaughlin was staying with two Army buddies, 23-year-old Rainer Joyner and 22-year-old David DeGroat. The men originally said they didn't know where McLaughlin was.
Weren't getting a whole lot of traction, but as they continued to dig and continue to do more interviews, bits and pieces more and more started to come out. So they started to notice and find inconsistencies in the stories, which led them to start digging into those areas.
But it wasn't until late last night, as deputies conducted a search warrant at that home, that Under Sheriff Gabriel Ortiz found out the horrible truth of what happened.
As they were talking, one of the deputies was talking with the individual, one of the suspects, and he ended up just coming out and saying everything that happened.
Yeah.
It was kind of a shock. I think all of us were in shock, because he sat there and he basically came out and said, I shot him. And then I drug him over here. And then over a period of time, I dismembered him.
Joyner told deputies
Damn.
he did all of this with the help of DeGroat. Both.
So I'm gonna put them up on it. So his military buddies killed him. Damn. So his military. So I'm gonna put this on this screen right here. So let's go back. I'm gonna go back a little bit, right? I'm gonna go back a little bit. So if you just joined it now, right? It's literally, I hate to say this, but it's literally Body in a Bag Wednesdays. Now, not body bag, Bodies in a Bag Wednesday. So you gotta separate it. You know what I mean? So these are his military buddies. These are his military buddies. Now, yo, this diabolical. I seen somebody click on and they clicked off. A lot of people can't handle this stuff. Somebody clicked on as soon as I said Body Bag Wednesdays. They clicked off. Yo, welcome to hoodactionnews.com, my man. Now, these two right here, these are the two suspects. So it sounds like some military buddy stuff. Now I want to go back. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit in the story. So this is my man right here that actually got murdered. This guy is in the military. His mom filed a report saying he was missing, right? Now he was living with these military buddies. Now let's click it again.
Following up.
The investigation took deputies to a home near Tres Piedras where McLaughlin was staying with two Army buddies, 23-year-old Rainer Joyner and 22-year-old David DeGroat. The men originally said they didn't know where McLaughlin was.
Weren't getting a whole lot of traction, but as they continued to dig and continue to do more interviews, bits and pieces more and more started to come out. So they started to notice and find inconsistencies in the stories, which led them to start digging into those areas.
But it wasn't until late last night, as deputies conducted a search warrant at that home, that Under Sheriff Gabriel Ortiz found out the horrible truth of what happened.
As they were talking, one of the deputies was talking with the individual, one of the suspects, and he ended up just coming out and saying everything that happened. It was kind of a shock.
Yeah,
I think all of us were in shock, because he sat there and he basically came out and said, I shot him. And then I drug him over here. And then over a period of time, I dismembered him.
Joyner told deputies he did all of this with the help of DeGroat. Both men have active arrest warrants for desertion from the Army. Ortiz says Joyner took deputies to multiple locations across Taos County, starting with where he shot McLaughlin as he walked home with groceries, less than half a mile from their home.
So there's the main location, the house of where the incident unfolded and took place. And then there was 2 locations to where we were able to find different pieces of evidence.
Ortiz says so far they've located multiple trash bags in 2 spots along Highway 64 with body parts, something he's never seen before.
We don't know to the exactly what body part.
Yo, go back. Let me go back. Yo, this case is crazy. Yo, look at this, yo. Hold on, let me find it. Look at the body part map. Yo, this is crazy. I never seen nothing like this either. So look at the body part map. So they dismembered the body at that first location, and they broke the body up in so they disposed of the body in 2 different sites. So site 1 and site 2. That's crazy. That's crazy. So they got a map where they cut the body up. Site 1, they probably put the head and put the rest of the body in site 2. Damn. Super demon time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is more than super demon time. Yo, if you just joining in, like, share, subscribe. Because I'm right in the middle of this talking about super demon time. So they took the body, they dismembered, disposal of the body right there. Now, these are military buddies who killed their own. Now, both of the killers, you know, both people involved are like AWOL from the military. So all 3 of these dudes are military. So that's sick.
Something he's never seen before.
We don't know to the exactly what body parts are there. That's will be probably determined tomorrow with the autopsy with the Office of the Medical.
Damn, they don't even know. They haven't even, so this is in the process. They haven't even looked at the body parts yet to know what's over there, but they know it's the dude.
Investigator.
Madison Connor, KRQE News 13.
Under Sheriff Ortiz says they already sat down with the district attorney's office for a detention hearing to keep Joyner and DeGroat behind bars until trial.
We're also
damn. That's some real life. Now they don't have a motive yet, but they confessed to killing him already. So they confessed to killing my man, but that shoosh. So they confessed to killing my man already. So they took the body and put the body 2 different places. They dismembered the body, took it to site 1, put part of the body there, took the rest of the body to site 2. Super axe murderers. You know what I'm saying? 2 Jasons, Jason and Freddy. You know what I'm saying? Frame it. Or that, in that case, it's probably Jason and Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And look, when I chose that story, I didn't know, you know, somebody died, but I didn't know it's like that intricate. You know what I'm saying? Military buddies. 2 of them went AWOL. It's all type of stuff going on with that. So this is literally not body bag Wednesday, body in a bag Wednesday. Damn. Now look, I told y'all it's body bag Wednesdays. Now look at this one. Now it's crazy. Yesterday I was looking for these stories. I couldn't even find these stories. Today is bodies. So now this is in Atlanta. So look, decomposing body found in Southwest Atlanta storage unit. Body bag Wednesday. Damn. So I don't know, yo. I can't even think of a positive scenario to come up out of this. Let's see.
Stuffed her body inside a storage unit behind a shot a woman that.
Damn. I can't even. Damn, we already know what happened right there. Hold up. Listen. She all right though. Listen. I gotta process this. So listen, if you just joined it in, right? I gotta slow down for a second myself, right? I'm like an hour and 3 minutes on the show. I need to just take one more drink of water before we go into this. This is Body Bag Wednesdays for real. Body Bag Wednesdays for real. You know what I mean? For real deal, Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you just joining in, this is the third body of the day. These are not normal bodies. These are not shootings. This is some super axe murder stuff, right? The first one, let's slow it down. So this is my third body of the day. The first one was a dude that killed his wife, and they showed a video of him slinging the body through an apartment complex on a Ring camera. The second body, two military buddies, two AWOL military buddies. They're living in this apartment in New Mexico. They took the body. They shot him, cut the body up, and put it in two different spots. Now this is in Atlanta. Dismembered body found in storage unit. That's why I'm telling you that it's Body Bag Wednesdays 100. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not body. So let me reframe this. It's not Body Bag Wednesdays. It's Body in the Bag Wednesdays 100. So let me just reframe that.
And stuffed her body inside a storage unit.
Damn.
Who shot a woman, then stuffed her body inside a storage unit behind a shopping center. Atlanta News First anchor Joel Gorcho is live outside Atlanta Police Headquarters. Joe?
Tracy, Blair, imagine coming to work only to discover the loss of life hours later. It's a moment in time one man tells us that he will never forget. Now, for the sake of this story, he did not want to be identified after learning from Atlanta police that the deadly discovery was now under a shooting investigation that took place off Campbellton Road the discovery found earlier today. APD was on the scene for several hours after being called out to respond at around 11 this morning. The woman's body was found inside a storage unit that you're seeing right here behind a shopping plaza in Southwest Atlanta. The man who spoke with us shared that an unhoused man in the area came to him crying, clutching his stomach in agony after seeing a woman inside. He says he quickly called 911. Then he went up the ramp to see for himself, telling us she was in the back of the unit, unresponsive, with no clothes on.
The ambulance showed up, I think, thinking that they could maybe save her. But when they walked in there, they walked out within the next 2 minutes, and their face was just blank. It was like sorrow all over their face, and it was like they were just like ghosts walking out of there. The image is in my mind. I'm thinking about it all day long. I'm thinking about, who her parents are, if they know anything about her, why is she here, where'd she come from? It's sad.
And that man also tells us that woman was well known in the area and had been in Atlanta for at least the last few months, but he does not know how long she was dead inside that storage unit. The investigation obviously just beginning today. Atlanta police have not shared any further details since what they shared this morning, that this is now a shooting death investigation. Blair, Tracy, back to you.
Damn. So yo, that's crazy. I'm speechless. I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's the third one of the day. Now they shot the lady and they put her body in a storage unit. It's self-explanatory, right? They haven't caught anybody yet, but yo, that's crazy. Condolences to that lady. And then anybody that dies, because this is news, so it's a lot of people that die and stuff like that. But yo, that's super diabolical. But these three cases right here, it can't get no worse than this. You know what I'm saying? Can't get no worse than that. So if you just tuning in, I started off today with these three people right here. Well, these two people. The third person, that's just a thumbnail guy. You know what I mean? So I started off with these two people right here robbing people in Atlanta for Rolexes, and it just got more and more super diabolical. Now, I'm going to take a quick pause, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. So listen, I do got more news for you. Yo, this day is crazy in news. Now, different days are crazy in news, but some days it's just more like some days are just worse than others. You know what I mean? Got my water. Need my water today. Yo, I feel like I'm doing the show. Yes, I feel like I had to pass out yesterday. I said I'm gonna drink water while I'm doing my show today. I'm definitely gonna be drinking water. So let's see. So that, like I said, body in a bag Wednesday. Yo, this is crazy. So so this is another one. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what are y'all smoking out here, but Milwaukee mother faces charges in infant death.
Comprehend. That is why it comes with a warning for our viewers. It surrounds the death of a 10-month-old baby girl. Police arrested the child's mother, Shiana Brothers, and say they found the decomposing remains of the little girl inside a locked bedroom at an apartment near 27th and State. From News Hannah Hilliard tonight with the complaint that drew the attention of police.
Milwaukee police first responded to this Westside apartment building last week.
A neighbor had called to say it smelled as if, quote, someone was dead inside the home of this woman, 28-year-old Cheyenne Brothers, who initially told police it was the stench of old food. But in a newly filed criminal complaint, the mother, alone in the house, eventually told officers, quote, he has me hiding her in there, and pointed to a locked bedroom door. That's when they made the horrifying discovery. 10-month-old Rain Taylor dead and decomposing in a large cardboard box in the center of the floor.
Oh my God, yo. Yo. Damn. Sheesh. Put the other hat on. Jesus. I had to put the other hat on. Jesus. I'm gonna rewind that again if you didn't hear it.
A neighbor had called to say it smelled as if, quote, someone was dead inside the home of this woman, 28-year-old Cheyenne Brothers, who initially told police it was the stench of old food. But in a newly filed criminal complaint, the mother, alone in the house, eventually told officers, quote, he has me hiding her in there, and pointed to a locked.
Yo, that's what makes this lady nuts, yo. This lady is nuts, yo. Who is he? What is she talking about, yo? I can't, yo, you can't comprehend crazy.
Bedroom door. That's when they made the horrifying discovery. 10-month-old Rain Taylor dead and decomposing in a large cardboard box in the center of the floor, surrounded by flies and maggots.
Did you ever see her with a baby? No, I never saw her with one baby. I never
Baby was
saw her
dead.
with a baby. Never.
The baby, that's because the baby was dead. That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. Like, yo, do y'all know how crazy that is? They never even saw her with the baby because the baby was 10 months old. The baby was dead the whole time. Damn.
Surrounded by flies and maggots. Did you ever see her with a baby? Made the horrifying discovery. 10-month-old Rain Taylor dead and decomposing in a large cardboard box in the center of the floor, surrounded by flies and maggots. Did you ever see her with a baby?
No, I never saw her with one baby. I never saw her with a baby. Never.
This neighbor, who wanted to remain anonymous, tells me she noticed the woman spending a lot of time outside her apartment in recent weeks.
I saw her out here. She asked me for some change, and then she stated that it was so stinky in her house and she couldn't go in, she couldn't use the restroom, and I was just wondering why.
Detectives reported having difficulty during her interview, the mom making several incoherent statements and, quote, comments as if the defendant was talking to someone else.
While the woman remains in jail here in Milwaukee, I was able to track down her adoptive mother in Florida. Through tears, she told me she didn't know about baby Rain and that their family hasn't been in contact with her for about 8 years. Although investigators still do not know how the baby girl died, the medical examiner did document evidence of blunt force trauma to her head.
So sad. I have kids of my own. It's a lot of help out here in Milwaukee. So if you ladies need help, get your resources. These babies need to be.
Yo, how did she say help? Y'all peep that? I'm gonna rewind this. Did she say hip or help?
Medical examiner did document evidence of blunt force trauma to her head.
So sad. I have kids of my own. It's a lot of help out here in Milwaukee. So if you ladies need help, get your resources. These babies need to be safe.
Yo, why this lady can't say own? Yo, she can't pronounce words right. You peep that?
About 8 years. Although investigators still do not know how the baby girl died, the medical examiner did document evidence of blunt force trauma to her head.
So sad. I have kids of my own. It's a lot of help out here in Milwaukee. So if you ladies need help, get your resources. These babies need to be safe.
In Milwaukee, Hannah Hilliard, WYSN 12 News.
Damn, yo, stuff, yo. Like I said, I'm in Philadelphia. Stuff happens every single where. all I gotta say is, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I ain't got listen. I usually got a comeback for stuff. I don't got no comeback for that one. That one, that's listen. I usually have a comeback or something to say. That one, yo, that's demonic. Demonic activity. She killed. So let me put her up on the screen. I got when I talk about people, I gotta start putting them up on the screen. Hold up. Put her up. Let me put her up on the screen, y'all. We gotta know who we talking about when we go in. So this is the lady right here. So this lady right here, right? She had the baby. They said it was what 10 months old. So this lady right here, she had the baby. The baby was a toddler. Blunt force trauma, which means she hit the baby in the head. The baby died. She put the baby in a closet. The baby decomposed. Nobody that she knew in her neighborhood ever saw her with a baby, which is crazy. Wow. So nobody ever saw her with the actual baby. She told this neighbor that flies and stuff were flying out of the apartment and that she could not go back into her apartment because the apartment was stinking. You think you killed your baby. Congratulations. So you killed your baby. Congratulations. You're going straight to hell with a one-way ticket. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's it. You going to jail first as a detour, then you going to hell. You killed your baby. So now when people are mentally disturbed, I don't know how the law treats this insanity and stuff like that, but yo, it's demonic. It's super demonic. You know what I mean? Now, I said it was body in the bag Wednesdays, but this is the fourth one. So yo, if you just tuned in, this is the fourth one. Like when you rewind this, I wouldn't be eating no tacos and nothing. You know what I'm saying? You might have a sensitive stomach out here. When you rewind this is extracurricular diabolical. So extracurricular diabolical today. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm making my little words up. But we extracurricular diabolical out here today. This is hoodactionnews.com, your boy Post. So we gonna keep it going. There's more. But I had enough. Let's take that face off the screen. Listen, when I was loading this news up, I said we're gonna be in here for a minute today. We got time today. Damn. So look. Now, this guy hold up before I even let me make sure. Hold up. Hold up. Let me get me news straight. Like, yo, let's go to this right here. I'm gonna break some of these. I gotta break up these murders, man. I don't want to get too desensitized. Let's break up some of these murders and look at something a little lighter. Cause like I said, it's been body in the bag Wednesday so far. So let's find out what happened between man versus shark right here. So it's saying that this guy got bitten by a shark. Let's see how this happened. So it's saying my man got bitten by a shark. Let's see how this happened.
This morning, the unexpected. This man getting bitten by a shark as he was posing for a photo during a fishing trip off the Florida coast.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
See, yeah, yo, now I see what happened. That shark was playing possum. He was fake hitting you with the fake out and bit your ass. That's what happened. See, yo, the shark is trying to play dead.
This morning, the unexpected. This man getting bitten by a shark as he was posing for a photo during a fishing trip off the Florida coast.
Damn, it
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Sean Muse was holding the 6-foot lemon shark Saturday night on the island of Cayo Costa, Florida. Muse says he was about to put it back into the Gulf, but the lemon shark was not having it and took a bite of Muse's leg.
We're out shark fishing on the beach here, and one of the guys I'm with got bit in the leg.
Muse was flown to a hospital in Fort Myers where he is now recovering.
You don't know what a wild animal is going to do, so it happens. We're in his territory.
Lemon sharks are a protected species in Florida, and they must remain in the water with their gills submerged at all times. Muse says he's aware of the Florida law, but says he wasn't fishing, and he wasn't the one who caught the shark.
You have to take a class to get your shark to fish from land for a shark, but that's whatever,
Yo, is this dude, first of all, this dude sounds like he's on drugs. And you gotta take a class. Oh yeah, shark bit me in the ass. You gotta take a class. Listen to my man. So this is the sound. Listen. So this is the sound of somebody that just got bitten by a shark.
Aware of the Florida law, but says he wasn't fishing and he wasn't the one who caught the shark.
You have to take.
So listen, if you just tuning in. So, yo, if you just tuning in, let me go to this screen. Yo, so this is hoodactionnews.com. If you're just tuning in, this is the sound of a man who just got bitten by a shark.
You have to take a class to get your shark to fish from land for a shark, but that's whatever. It's a 30-minute class and it's free.
And you have your permit?
No, but I wasn't fishing. I just took him off the hook.
Naturalists like Rob Howell saw the video online and say this was 100% preventable.
It was in pain and scared, and not a lot of people give these animals the respect that they deserve.
Muse says he doesn't think he did anything wrong.
Unlucky or lucky at the same time because, if it was a few inches one way, I might not be here.
Muse is thankful to be alive and is expected to make a full recovery. And he says he's looking forward to his next.
Yo, I'm not going to even lie. If that happened to me, I'll be telling war stories to my grandkids and all that. Yeah, I got bit by a shark. Yep, still got the wound in my flesh. The shark was about 30 feet long. I'll be lying my ass off. That shark was. Listen, I'll be lying my ass off. Yep, I got bit by a shark. I went down to the beach, made me a sandwich, and I went to check it out. And the sucker was about 40 feet long, and it turned around and bit me in the ass. Pause. Yep, got bit by a shark. Lying my ass off. Lying my ass off. Listen, now I'm going to show you this right here. This dude right here, this came out a little while ago. New details came out. Now, this is the guy in the Idaho. I said Ohio. In the Idaho college murders. So this is, we're going back to the murderers. So when you send let me try to find his face. Let me find my man's face. So you see the face on the screen there? When you send your kids to college, right? Don't think it's always like, yo, all of these murderers look different. The different colors, you know what I'm saying? Different heights, everything. So don't think your kids are going to be Don't look for a certain type of person. Don't look for a black person. Don't look for a white person. All of these murderers come in different colors, shapes, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's find out, because I think my man is going to get the death penalty. So let's find out. This is some video of what actually happened before he murdered these students. Let's see what's going on.
Video now released in the Idaho College murders. Surveillance showing confessed killer Brian Koberger's car circling the neighborhood the night of the murders, what it reveals, and what Brian Koberger is now reportedly upset about in prison. Here's Kana Whipworth.
Tonight, newly released surveillance footage authorities say shows confessed killer Brian Koberger driving around the house right before he murdered 4 University of Idaho students. His white Hyundai Elantra circling 3 times, minutes before he slipped through this sliding glass door and stabbed Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin to death. At the time of the murders, you can hear a thud, a voice, and then what police believe was Kaylee's dog barking. Minutes later, the car seen speeding off.
Damn.
And we're now learning more about evidence experts gleaned from Koberger.
Look at my man right there. So I'm going to put him up on the screen. So if an alien comes from another planet and they say, take me to your leader, I have a couple questions. And the first question is, what does somebody look like that would go to an Idaho college and murder 4 students? My man's picture is on the screen right there. Blau, cacao. That's the example. So this is what a murderer looks like that would go murder 4 college kids in a white town in Idaho. No potatoes. This is what he looks like. So this guy is going to get the death penalty. You know what I mean? He's going to get the death penalty. I can't even say it. They're going to kill his ass. See how natural that flew out? Listen, now I'm sitting here, right? Obviously, I'm a black dude, right? And I'm sitting here saying, this guy is going to get the death penalty, right? See how natural this came out? They going to kill his ass. That came out more natural. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I'm gonna give you an example, right? I'm on TikTok yesterday, right? And y'all people on TikTok, so the trolls on TikTok, right? Now I know this wasn't a black person, right? Because the black people key in on certain stuff. They wouldn't key in on what I said, right? I was talking about somebody robbing somebody, and I said I was talking about somebody setting somebody up, and I said the girl lined her boyfriend up. You know what I'm saying? No shape up, like it's just a bar, like a lineup. So I said she lined up. So the dude says, "What does lineup mean?" You know what I mean? What does lineup mean? Like, you know what the hell a setup means. You know what a lineup means, right? But sometimes, black dudes, some stuff come out more natural. Like I can say he's going to get the death penalty, or I can say they going to kill his ass. They going to kill his ass. So don't tell me you don't understand my Philly grammar. They going to kill his ass. You understand that? But listen, my man right here, what's going through your mind, man? Like to do that, like, are the Pop-Tarts not heating up fast enough, or like you run out of video game options? Like, what goes through your mind to just want to go kill 4 students? Now, was that political? What's going through your mind? But y'all, I don't know how. I'm gonna rewind this. How the hell did he get in there? How in the hell did this dude just walk up in there and kill them? Y'all gotta lock y'all damn doors, yo. Cause yo, if your doors are locked, and that's the answer to this question, you gotta lock your doors. So when you hear this fool trying to open the door, you got time enough to grab something, yo. Yo, I think they should do like just awareness classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause listen, the pizza dude knock on my door, I got my gun in my hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when the pizza people, I got my just to open my door to get my pepperoni pizza, I got my gun on me. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's trying to rob the pizza driver. So y'all got to think double awareness. And now the one thing I'm gonna say this, right? I don't want to be racist or nothing like that, but listen, black dudes from these neighborhoods, like I'm from Philly and stuff like that, we got a lot of PTSD, but sometimes that PTSD comes with double awareness. Like you looking for something to happen even when it's not happening. So when it actually happens, you're ready for it. So I'm gonna repeat that again. And this is just some safety stuff. This is not no flex. So yo, a lot of black, y'all look down on us, right? And all that, society looks down on black men. Y'all look down on us, right? But when we come from these high crime areas, like I'm in Philly, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Philly and I'm in Philly. We suffer from a lot of PTSD, but when something happens, we're already ready for it. For instance, the dude running around Walmart stabbing people, and that brother pulled out his gun and said, "Nope, you're gonna sit here until the cops come." So when something happens, we're not in that shock, and we're not going to do nothing. Now, some dudes are just real scary, you know what I mean? But sometimes that PTSD is is like a working class dude, a working class black dude with a little bit of PTSD is ready for something to happen. You know what I'm saying? You ever watch the horror movie when they chasing y'all and y'all keep falling down? You know what I'm saying? You already ready for something to happen. You know what I mean? So that's just my observation. You know what I mean? When something happens, you already ready for it. Like I said, I don't pull a gun out on my pizza driver, but I got my gun on my holster when I open my door. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Because you don't know who's gonna rob the pizza driver. You don't know if somebody gonna run up behind him. You don't know if the pizza driver trying to set you up. Everybody can get it, and everybody goes. So you try to do something, you got to be aware. That's what I'm trying to say. And why were their doors unlocked? Now I know it's Idaho and they're on the college campus. Let me put them up on the screen and condole, to any victims. We don't want to make light of no deaths because these are the victims. But look at the door. This dude came in through this little trap door thing. Look. So my man, see this open door here? He came in through this little open door thing. So yo, why was this door open? You know what I mean? Like this door, I know this door was open because they probably just think we're not gonna lock this. And this dude came right up in there and killed them with a knife. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't y'all that know me, you know what college I went to. I went to, let's just say this. Now, I don't want to put HBCUs under a bus, but my school I went to, I call my school Hustle State University. You know what I mean? My black college I went to, this dude would have got shot. You you try to come up in, he wouldn't have made it. You gotta come through these doors and go down the hallway. This dude wouldn't have made it down the hallway, yo. Come in there with a knife on a black college. You come up in there with a knife, your ass is going to get shot. And that's probably the only time where we're not going to get arrested for having guns on campus. So that's all I want to say. Now, if you got a gun on campus, like, you know what I mean, don't get caught with it. But yo, this dude would have got shot coming up on a black campus with a knife. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. And I'm not telling y'all at HBCUs they have a gun, but you know, you're not coming up in there with no knife. You know what I mean? But this dude is going to jail and this dude is going to hell right after that. So I'm gonna play a little.
It was ridiculous details
Mhm.
about all of these different serial killers. And he just clicked one after the other after the other.
Investigators say they could never prove a direct link between Koberger and his victims, but their digital experts found that he searched on Google Maps for Mad Greek, the restaurant where Maddie and Xana both worked.
That was the one thing that we found that kind of tied him to any victim.
They like excited about it. They look like they excited about it. Yo, my people sick. They sitting there like it's like a they're like kind of like, how can I say this? They're kind of like not excited about it, infatuated by serial killer. You know what I'm saying? Like my man was a serial killer, no milk, or I should say, serial killer, more milk, because this is white on white crime. You know what I mean? But yo, to all my white people out there, y'all gotta stop leaving your doors unlocked. just because you're not listen, just because you live in an area with no black people, you still gotta lock your doors. That's what I'm trying to say. So listen, to all my white people out there. Now, hold up, let me go to this other screen. So listen, in this Ohio, no, I said Ohio. So listen, in this Idaho case where these 4 students got murdered, it looked like they left the door open. To my good white people out there, right? You have to stop leaving your doors open. Just because you don't live near black people does not mean leave your doors unlocked. Now, my white people that are from Philly, I'm not talking about y'all because you already know. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about y'all. This is Idaho. You know what I'm saying? This is Idaho. They probably got their doors unlocked. And then these are college kids. They're not aware of these, that there's criminals and axe murderers around and all of that. And this dude chased these girls out and ran up in there. This dude was just a sicko. You know what I'm saying? This dude was just a sicko. But there's no way this dude should have ran up in there with a knife and been able to just murder 4 people. You gotta leave your doors locked. You gotta lock your doors. You know what I'm saying? And at least have a baseball bat in there. He come in there with a knife. At least grab the baseball bat. You gotta be ready. Now, condolences to, and this dude's definitely gonna burn in hell. This dude is going to hell with no gas, with more gasoline. Like they gonna drop him. This dude right here. I hate to say it about people and stuff like that because obviously I'm not God, but this dude they're gonna drop him right in the fire. No judgment day. So listen, God is gonna send this dude straight to hell. No detour, no drug, no. Listen, let me say that again. I'm putting my man on this side. I got him on the wrong side. Let's go on this side. There we go. So my man right here who killed these 4 students in Idaho. So my man right here that killed these 4 students in Idaho. My man is going straight to hell, no detour, no judgment day, no asking God for forgiveness. Straight to hell, they're going to drop him straight into chicken grease. You know what I'm saying? You can't even negotiate with that. You just go kill 4 people. You can't, like, God is going to drop my man straight into chicken grease. You know what I'm saying? And when I see stuff like that, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, y'all tripping, yo. The most thing in life that I'm not trying to do is not go to hell. I'm not trying to go to hell for none of y'all. I'm not going to hell for none of y'all dudes out there. And I ain't going to hell for none of y'all chicks out there. You know what I mean? This dude right here, God is going to drop him straight into chicken grease. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it going to be Crisco? We don't know, but you going straight into hot grease. So be careful out here the decisions you make. Now I don't, a lot of, we could talk spiritual and stuff like that. I don't understand, but a lot of people just don't believe in it, so they think they're just gonna do stuff and ain't nothing gonna come back. Now, these are people I would like to send to hell, but they might be able to repent from this one. But so in Philly, they're still in copper wires. Like, they've been doing this for a long time, but I want to see the details on this. Let's see the detail about the copper wires in Philly.
Leaving neighborhoods in the dark, residents in places like Fishtown and Port Richmond say criminals have taken to cutting the copper wiring out of the street lights so they can then turn around and go ahead and sell it.
Yeah, besides being completely illegal here, these residents say their streets are significantly darker and they don't feel safe. They spoke with our Steve Keeley.
It's dark.
Damn.
No lights. How bad is it without the lights? Horrible. Dim. How long has this been going on for?
I think it's been going on about a year.
And dangerous.
You go by, I'm afraid to walk down the street.
Here on Richmond Street.
You darken this up, bad things are going to happen.
Damn,
This has been going on for months and months and months.
What's been going?
Damn, yo, I'm gonna go back. They took all of these lights. Now driving, I drive past this area sometimes. I didn't realize they took. So these are basically Fetty heads. So these are people on fentanyl, on Fetty, stealing these lights for copper to buy drugs. So these are Fetty heads. You can't call them crackheads no more, I'm gonna call them Fetty heads over here. So these are Fetty heads stealing copper wires, but this is crazy.
You go by, I'm afraid to walk down the street.
Here on Richmond Street.
You darken this up, bad things are going to happen.
This has been going on for months and months and months.
What's been going on is the theft of copper wiring in the bases of so many of the lights. Block after block, light after light, both sides of the street, through 2 council districts in Port Richmond and Fishtown, where the city's decorative and now dark lamppost streetlights have been stripped of their copper wiring and with it, the power to keep the lights on. The 2 screws are removed that hold the plates on the base of the lights, and then the copper wiring is cut and stolen out of them.
It's scary. For me, I worry about my safety, running. I go for runs. That's how I noticed it to begin with. So I don't want to run too early in the morning before the sun's up. I don't want to run too late because then the sun goes down, the lights aren't on.
Stealing the copper wiring in these light posts is one thing, but because it's so dark out, we could have a more serious violent crime under cover of darkness.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue.
They must have some electrical knowledge to do this without getting zapped.
In a statement emailed to Fox 29 News, the Philadelphia Streets Department says it's...
Yo, you want to know what a Philly dude looks like? It's this dude.
In a statement emailed to Fox 29 News, the is violent crime.
Yeah.
Yo, this dude right here if we were on a planet, we were on planet Mars, I would know this dude is from Philly. This next dude they're gonna show, he's definitely a Philly dude.
Their cover of darkness.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue.
They must have some electrical knowledge to do this without getting zapped.
In a statement emailed to Fox 29 News, the Philadelphia Streets Department says it's aware of the significant theft issue, which has affected multiple neighborhoods, including neighborhoods along the I-95 corridor, including Port Richmond. The target of the theft is a copper material used to provide electricity to the city of Philadelphia's street lighting systems.
They couldn't figure a way to just somehow lock them, weld them closed.
They'll be fixed up months later down the line, and then it happens again.
The Streets Department agrees, saying initially we made the repairs to the lighting only to have the copper wires stolen within a short period of time after the repair. They fixed them, and then what happened?
Same thing happens again. It's exactly the same thing. They're ripped open, wires are out, no lights.
Just keep repairing this is not going to work.
The city agrees change is clearly needed and says it's, quote, piloting multiple methods and systems to eliminate cable theft, surveillance cameras, vandal-proof bolts, and the use of less valuable aluminum wiring.
Can't keep fixing them the same way. They need to, figure out plan B.
We know what's going to happen. You're going to fix it, and they're going to come right back and take it. I mean, I want to prosecute the hell out of these people that are doing it. Let's catch them. Let's prosecute them, because that's not just taking a little wire. This whole thing is very expensive, and all the work the city has to do to put all those hours together and prosecute these people to the fullest extent of the law.
See, I'm gonna tell you the problem with that. Yo, in Philly, they got bigger fish to fry than to catch a bunch of crackheads stealing wires. So that's the answer to that. But that is crazy, man. But we know this has been a thing for a while. Them crackheads stealing that copper, they do that in every state too. But it is like crazy to see that those lights are out. You walk down the street and those lights are out. Now, yo, let me see something. It's a lot of. Let me see something. Yo, I'm gonna end this off, right? I want to see what Jasmine Crockett had to say. So let's end this off with a little politics, right? So we've been on axe murderers and killers all night, right? I done did 2 hours of axe murderers and killers. So let's go politics, right? So recently in the news, Donald Trump had Donald Trump had a couple weird things. To me, it's weird. A couple things to say about the Smithsonian Museum and slavery. So slavery at the Smithsonian Museum. So African American slavery at the Smithsonian Museum. So I don't know why. I don't know the timing or why Donald Trump said what he said, but you look like, this is where I don't really like either party, because why would you say something about slavery? Now it's going to be easy for me to call you a racist. You know what I mean? This is where Donald Trump seems kind of racist. Now,
it is funny.
For the
My
record,
to the president would be, would you say the same?
Before I start this, for the record, I don't particularly care for her either like that. I mean, I don't know her, but politically, I don't particularly care for her either like that. So I don't really care for Donald Trump all like that, and I don't care for her all like that. So I'm gonna say that before I play this. I'm gonna say before I play. So let's see.
On social media today, he said the Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities. What is your response to that?
It is funny. My question to the president would be, would you say the same thing as it relates to the Holocaust? And the Holocaust did not take place in the United States. It seems like there are certain people specifically on that side that anytime we want to discuss what is taking place as relates to Black people and how they took our labor, how they took our lives, how they ruined families. They never want the truth to come out because it hurts their feelings. It's kind of like when we decide to call a racist, such as these racist maps that are going through Texas. They always are upset when you just call them for what they are. But the reality is that we need to start speaking more truth if we are really going to get to the real power. And if we don't recognize the full history, then we are doomed to repeat it. And frankly, this is a guy that is trying to do everything that he can to repeat it. That is why there are so many people saying that if you wonder what you would have been doing during the civil rights movement, then the question is, what are you doing right now? Because we are literally living through a modern day civil rights fight. The fight in which there was a Texan who signed the Voting Rights Act into law because of these literacy tests and because of Jim Crow. And now, just the other day, what did he say? He wanted to get rid of mail-in ballot voting. This is a guy that wants to take us back. We knew that we had an opportunity not to go back. In fact, that was the theme of a campaign when she said, we won't go back.
So, all right. So this is the position I'm gonna take in this, right? Yo, Donald Trump, yeah, you are weird. For your statement is weird, bro. Like, for the people that voted for you, if you a Black dude that voted for Donald Trump, that statement is kind of like, were you racist? You know what I mean? But so the timing that you're doing it was weird, right? Now, we don't have to vote for him again, but I'm gonna say this, right? Louis Farrakhan said this, right? He said, would you rather have a snake in the grass or have a snake out in the open? So Farrakhan said, would you rather have a snake in the grass or have a snake out in the open? Donald Trump is a snake out in the open. You know what I'm saying? So to me, there's something behind him. It may be just dude just want, like, he's just power stricken. But so why would you want to erase the Black history out of the Smithsonian? Now you're looking kind of KKK-ish. This is where you trying to. Now, all of y'all Black conservatives, I want y'all to explain this. So if you're a Black conservative, right, and you not like an independent, I'm an independent. I'm right down to. I wasn't this presidency. I wasn't rocking with the Democrats. There's no way I was voting for Kamala, Mamala, whatever. So I'm gonna tell you that. But this right here does look a little bit KKK-ish, KKK-ism from Donald Trump. So let me put Jasmine up on the screen so we get the context of what I'm talking about, right? So this statement by Donald J. Trump does look a little KKK-ish. You know what I'm saying? So this statement by Donald J. I can't even say it. So listen, this statement by Donald J. Trump does look a little KKK. You know what I mean? Whatever way you want to cut the pie. So him wanting to take the Black history out of the Smithsonian Museum does look a little, rope them up, tie them down, get them down. Woo-hoo. It does look a little Cowboy Bob KKK is Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you from Queens, New York, but right now you looking a little, get them, boys. You looking a little KKK out here, Donald Trump. So I do want to say that. Now, I agree with what I do agree with Jasmine Crockett said, right? But this is the thing. Donald Trump, if y'all I'm gonna just say all y'all Democrats, right? If you're going to run for president, you're not running. Listen, you're not going to be running against Donald Trump. I hate to break it to you. So I wouldn't even waste my breath trying to defend what this dude is doing and all of that. Because listen, when you get in office, you're going to reverse the stuff anyway. So I would concentrate on actually trying to be the president and beat whoever's running. This is the mistake that Democrats are making right now. You're pitching your campaign against Donald Trump when you got like a JD Vance, Vet Ramaswamy, Byron Donald, all these dudes, and all these other dudes that are going to run for president on the Republican Party. You're still running. You're doing this imaginary campaign against Donald Trump. And if you keep doing this imaginary campaign against Donald Trump, the Democrats are going to lose again. So I'm going to repeat that again. For all you Democrats out there, right? If you want to be president, if you keep running this imaginary campaign against Donald Trump, you're going to lose again. Because Donald Trump, you're not running against him. You're running against whoever is going to be the candidate in 2028. So all of y'all to get shock value, you're trying to pitch everything Donald Trump is doing. Is Donald Trump? I was going to say Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump wrong right now? Yes. So he's absolutely wrong. You're going to take African American slavery history out of the Smithsonian. Now, sometimes I don't want to see all the slavery stuff all the time either, but is history. Just leave it there. Now, I don't want to see no new slave information either. Now, Donald Trump, if Donald Trump said, let's replace some of this slavery information with black inventors, then I would have been like, okay, yeah, because let's concentrate on black inventors more than concentrating on slavery. So I'll repeat that again. If Donald Trump put in his statement that we need to put more information about black inventors whose stuff has been stolen throughout history, the street light, the astral bulb, or the inside of the light bulb, these black inventors that invented this stuff, the iron, it's a whole bunch of stuff, right? If Donald Trump said that we need to, in the Smithsonian Museum, put more stuff about black inventors more than a bunch of stuff about slavery, I would have been rocking with it. But you just wanting to take out the information on what was done to black people is diabolical. And that's why I don't like Democrats or Republicans. 100% of these world leaders and dictators are going to burn in hell. More gasoline, they're going to drop them in the fire. That's just my thoughts. So, like I said, I agree with what she says to a certain extent. Yeah, and Donald Trump is diabolical for wanting to take that out. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't even like Jasmine Crockett, but you can't take that out, my man. But she need to, if she's going to run for president and all that, you need to concentrate on who's creeping up behind Donald Trump to run for president and run against them. Because this dude is going to do what he wants to for 3 years. And you gotta get in there so you can reverse it. And you gotta try to think more strategic out here. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta come up with some strategies. All y'all people got all these degrees and y'all don't know how to market to the people or nothing. You know what I mean? But listen, this is your boy Post. No, I ain't put the glasses on today. I usually got my shades on. You know what I mean? Yo, the only reason I wear my shades, sometimes I like the way it look, the aesthetics of having shades on, but I ain't got no shades on today. Now, if you started, when we started off, I had a black hat on. My hat fell off. I ain't feel like getting it, so I had my other hat like close by, so I put on the red hat. Now, you can go, if you want to get this merch, I got merch. We got merch. You can go in the link in the description. You could get the merch, Hood Action News right here. Or you can go to hoodactionnews.com and scroll to the bottom and click on the link. The merch is right there. So we got fresh merch up in there. So be safe out here. So this is the lead story. Rolex robbers in Miami. So definitely be safe out here. You know what I mean? And make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know, I gotta say my YouTubey stuff. I gotta say my YouTubey Scooby Dooby Dooby stuff. So listen, this is hoodactionnews.com. Your boy Post, fresh out of Philadelphia. Like, share, subscribe right there. Boom. Bring, boom. Subscribe to your boy. I'm Izzo.